All right, we are back. 13 Buick LaCrosse, tow in. Customer says I just had my radiator replaced and I'm leaking coolant. So first thing we're gonna do is pressure test this, confirm the tank is empty. I saw some coolant like down there at the corner of the radiator. So I got my cap adapter on, and we just need to pressurize this thing. And the pressure falls off real fast, so we have a very large leak. I have my diagnostic spray Dawn soap bottle to find the leak. Here is where I found some coolant down low there. So it is new radiator. It looks like that's all they replaced. Squeezing this hose, I hear some air back here. I'm gonna grab a rubber tip blow gun and see where that leak's coming from. So really here I'm just gonna put my blow gun here into the adapter and put a little bit of air, not like a ton. That way I can hear where the leak is. So I hear air coming from behind the power steering reservoir. Let's go check that out. So coolant things back here, doesn't really look like a ton. Power steering hose, that's a hard metal pipe there. Oh, something's loose on that, so that must be like a bypass. This rubber hose here is loose. I can't really see what's under there. I can probably move this power steering reservoir real quick with a 10. So these people just moved here from Florida. Snap kind or something. I can grab a big old pick. Get this thing off of here. Oh, I can see a broken fitting. This reservoir is still kind of in my way. I'd like to take it off without draining any power steering fluid. But I will show you what we got. Okay, here is our culprit. Little bypass hose. GM plastic strikes again. Anytime you have these quick connect fittings under the hood of any car, they're going to be suspect. That one has another crack in it. So I might just pull that 10 off that bracket for the power steering reservoir, and that one. That way I can get the bracket out of the way. Shift this to the side, and then I bet I have one of those fittings here. Alright, got our bracket removed. A little bit more access to see our broken fitting there. I guess that's like a water bypass type fitting. Let me get it off there, so I don't have to get the little hose piece off. And pull a little broken piece out of the hose. It's not super critical. I'm careful with this fitting, it's already broken. There we go. See the metal. See the metal pipe in there. Here's our broken fitting. Sorry for the bad angles. Here is our hose with a little piece stuck inside. And let's try take that off. Being that it is so short and inflexible, kind of tough. Let me just try to dig this out. How about that? Now hose clamp came off. I'm gonna grab a different kind of pick to reach in there and hopefully grab some of that with. I really just need to get that hose off so I can properly clean it out. Maybe these will get it. These are like pistol grip pliers, some people call them. sort of making some headway. There we go. Now it popped back in the wrong spot. There we go. Okay, I got a whole bunch of different pliers. This kind of stuff. Oh well. Here's our little hose. There's all that plastic junk inside. Clean that out so we can use a new plastic fitting. So not the other shop's fault. They probably did not take this loose. The radiator. Be no point. It's just crappy plastic. Over time, ages, and all that. I try to shove maybe a screwdriver down in there to. There we go. Oof. There went a bunch. It's like all dust. All right, that looks good. I think that's all out. Okay, good to go. Now to find the correct fitting. Here is a kit of quick connect type fittings that I keep and use every once in a while. So it's going to be that size on the male, and I think this size on the female. Maybe that one. But a straight. Let's try this one. So this one did not fit onto that metal pipe. Wait a second. This one looks promising. Yeah. Let's try this one. Before I do that, before I put it onto the car, I'm going to get this on here. If I can make sure, I think it's going to make a good seal. I believe that's going to work. clamps is always going to be better. They account for when the hoses shrink. Okay. Let's try to get this in there. What should I do first? Hey, there's my strobe light. Alright. Snap it onto that one first. Just heard a click. That's good. And I think those be best to go between power steering hoses, and we'll just slide that on. Get some hose pliers to help pull that up. Hose pliers, like smaller. These are great. They have a little round in the end. Alright, so that is now seated here. Now we just get our clamp back in place. And put our bracket on for this. Might be a good idea now to pressure test. See if we can hold some system pressure now. Still dropping the pressure. Well, that's not great. Time to see about another leak. Huh. Is it my cap? Could be my cap. This one might start getting annoying. Clamps are on. I don't hear hear any hissing. Let me just make sure my cap is not doing anything. Oh, okay, so it is my cap. It's not, maybe not all the way tight. Or not the right one. You can spend a lot of time chasing your tail. That was the one I originally had here. It just kind of seals the top instead of yeah, it's not even it either. Should be the one. Wonder. Maybe I didn't have it tight enough? Question mark. Comes with a little wrench. I never use it because I don't want to over tighten and break the reservoir. I think that thread is wrong. Yeah, something's wrong. Let's do it this way. Let's pull a vacuum. That will do the same thing in essence. Here's airlift. Here's a vacuum filling device for cooling systems. Also, not working wonderfully. Trying to adapt. These rubber adapters go in the neck. Then you tighten it down. a very large leak here. After much frustration, I realized that one of my adapters wasn't fitting all the way down into the coolant tank neck to seal well. Just dumping coolant and water together here to make 50-50 mixture. So all my air was escaping out of this, or wasn't able to pull a vacuum because of this little overflow tube hole. So with this skinny cone pushed down, now it seals below the level of that. And here we got under vacuum as much as I can hold. That has been sitting this way for about 5 minutes, so we know there's no leak. That's the number one benefit, or one of the two benefits of doing a vacuum fill. And when I say vacuum fill, kind of like AC, in the system under vacuum, you're going to then suck your coolant into the system. This way you don't have to heat anything up, you don't have to warm up. It just fills all the empty space with coolant. You just want to make sure your bucket that you have your mixture in doesn't run dry. So this is vacuum filling. It is now sucking coolant on its own into the system. And once that's at 0, you will just top it off and be done. Doesn't take too long, don't have to turn the car on, doesn't really make a mess. While we were away, I got the tank back on, the reservoir for the power steering, clipped that back in. I pulled this because I thought there was another leak, and about 10 minutes of leak finding resulted in me figuring that out. So, a little drawback, but it's okay. See how here the radiator hose is flat? That's because we were under vacuum, so it pulled it closed, and it will re-expand when it fills itself up with coolant. Getting close. Pressure is almost to 0. My bucket is almost empty, so if it doesn't finish here in a second, I'm going to have to pour some more coolant mixture in, because you don't want to then suck up air bubbles. That kind of defeats the purpose of all of this. Okay, now our radiator hose is back to, normal size. We did not run out of coolant. Got maybe like 12-16 ounces left in there, and it is all but done. So that is a repair verified with the vacuum tester, made sure there's no more leaks. Deck's cool back in, and these people can be on their way. Thank y'all for watching. The last thing to do is just check your reservoir level and top it off. Thanks for watching again, and have a good day.